Hello and welcome to the Unlocked DotA Unlocked podcast. I'm here with Mr. Shane Nomad, streamer, panelist, caster, organizer, and professional Irishman, and all-round nice guy. We hope. We've invited on here. We don't actually know that, but from what we can tell anyway. How's it going, Shane?
What's the crack, lads? That was some intro. I don't know if half of that is true, but yeah, thank you very much. It's good to be on the show. I appreciate it.
Glad you're here. My name is Nomad, of course. I'm here with Mofarah, and we'll be guiding you through the world of Shane. So let's start at the beginning, sir. At the very start, when you were a wee boy picking up Dota 2 for the very first time, what was the crack? What was happening?
I believe I was meant to go to science class, and we decided to go to the LAN cafe beside my school instead. It was a good decision. Science is for scrubs. Don't ever do it. Basically, 2 or 3 of my mates, we used to play Counter-Strike together, and we went there, and one of the PCs Counter-Strike didn't work on. So we were like, all right, we'll try Warcraft 3. I don't know what this is, but we gave it a shot, and we ended up somehow in the custom mods thing. We didn't really know what we were doing, and we started playing Dota. We were complete garbage, and I believe I was still complete garbage until now. Really, nothing ever changed. No, but we played for like 3 or 4 years, in just like super casually in LAN cafes and like online, but we were never, we didn't know what was happening. Like there was no way to improve. You were just playing against people that were terrible too. Dota 1 was like it was a horrible place, honestly. Yeah, like, you know the way in Dota 2 you get these guys that rage and then they just like they start playing badly or they start shouting at you. Well, in Dota 1, these guys would just fuck off. They just leave the game instantly, and sometimes they were the host, and then your game is over, and you spend another hour and a half looking for a next game. And yeah, we played this for 4 or 5 years. It was alright. And then I guess Heroes of Newerth came out, and that's when it got. Oh my god, you could reconnect the games, guys. Reconnect the game. Wizardry, honestly, wizardry. People got punished for leaving games. It was like crazy at the time. And I don't know, I got Dota 2 when I first came out as well. Yeah, it's been a while actually. I've been playing this game, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Wow. Yeah. Long time. Wild ride though. So
yeah, it's been good.
So I guess like when was the first time you kind of started getting in like the media side? Like did you start with organizing is it Ireland? Is that how you pronounce it?
That's correct.
Was that the first ever thing you did in terms of like you taking a kind of manager or organizer or media side of anything, or was it something else first?
Well, when Dota 2 came out, I was pretty decent at HON, and at the time I played like really serious competitive Counter-Strike, you know, like just training every day, you know, scrims, all this kind of stuff. And after, like, always played Counter-Strike at the same time I played Dota, but like Dota was always my fun game. I never like took it seriously. And when I came into Dota 2, I was like, you know, I have an opportunity here. Maybe I could try and be the professional thing. But at that stage, Counter-Strike was like, it was ruined for me, honestly. The game was completely ruined. Like, all I wanted to do was win. I didn't care about the game at all. I didn't care about having fun. It was quite miserable. So I decided, like, when Dota 2 first came out, I'm not going to take it seriously. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach newer players how to not be shit and maybe enjoy the game. So I made a community with a few other guys called Dota Nudes. And it was like a Reddit community initially. It was right when Dota 2 first came out. And we used to like have teaching sessions, play, like anyone was welcome. Once you're not a dickhead, you know, anyone at all is welcome. And through this, what I did back then was every Sunday I'd get like popular figures in the Dota community to come and play with us and maybe teach us a few things. And I got like, I know, Bruno, James, like a few other people. And I basically, Pyrian was like one of the later ones I got, and we just kind of got on. And eventually we just started playing Dota all the time. And one day, I never wanted to be like on camera or any of this shit. I still don't really know what the fuck I'm doing there. Like, you don't know what to do with your hands. You have to be funny. Oh God, it's a disaster. Yeah, I wasn't very, still not very good at it. I don't know why anyone hires me. Jesus Christ. But anyway, they just said one day, Shane, what are you doing tomorrow? James said to me on Steam, and I was like, I don't know. Playing Dota probably. And he was like, do you want to move to Sweden for 4 months? And be on the Dream League? And I was like, no, I definitely don't. And he eventually convinced me. It was fucking terrifying though. I was that guy in, in university when you're in front of everyone, you're giving your shitty project in front of all these people, and you're shitting yourself. Every second word you're stuttering, and it's like, it was horrible. You're sweating. You don't know where to look. Everyone's judging you. And then eventually, I don't know, over time, being in Sweden and going on these shows, I very slowly improved and stopped stopped caring that much. It was a slow process. I'm still working on it, but yeah, I never really wanted to do it. I just kind of fell into it. It was pretty lucky, honestly, I guess.
I don't know, I feel like whenever I watch you in front of a camera now, you feel pretty natural. Like it's pretty chill, like you say. Not not really worrying.
The one thing I guess a lot of people don't think about too much is like, well, I did. I just tried to be more myself and not be anyone else, which doesn't always work. But I'm happier doing it this way. Like I just go on and I just try and be myself. Maybe more energetic or more excitable, but in general, just myself, which is, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're watching this stream and you're like some lad that wants to get into casting, don't do what I did. Make it like an angle for yourself. Go in with an idea of who you want to be, rather than it doesn't really work. You have to kind of find a niche. You know what I mean? And I was just this random lad. I'm pretty alright at Dota. Kind of funny, I guess, but I didn't really feel, one role specifically, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay. So you were quite nervous starting out and everything. You were like...
Oh God, yeah. my first show, right? My microphone started falling out, and I'm looking at James, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What do I do with my microphone? And I didn't know if I could touch my face. I'm like, I'm trying to fix it, and it's like going up my nose, and it was actually a disaster. I didn't know what to do with my hands. Something so simple. They're in front of my crotch, and I'm like, Jesus, does it look like I'm touching myself? What am I doing? And then they're like flat on the table in front of me. Yeah, I was like super nervous.
Are there any are there any specific times you remember where you were like on camera and you were like, oh man, like everybody's gonna hate me for that, or everybody's gonna remember this, everybody's noticing this? Is there anything you did in particular where you?
I guess I wasn't really. It wasn't like I was thinking about everyone else watching me. It was more that I just like kind of felt afraid myself to fuck up. It wasn't, I wasn't like, oh, these people are judging me. I didn't really care about them. It was more, oh God, what am I doing? Like it was more like an isolated feeling. I guess the biggest one, I don't know, the most nervous I've ever been was at TI, when we're inside the stadium and there's like, I don't know, fucking 20,000 people around you, and you're like, uh-oh. Everything I say, all of these people are looking at me. They could probably reach me if they wanted to throw something at me. Like that was pretty terrifying. But after like 5 minutes, I just kind of forgot about it, and it's fun again. But at the start, when before your microphones are live and you're looking around, and it gets a bit nervous.
Yeah, I bet. Definitely. I mean, well, we were in Epicenter, and like we were bricking it, and the crowd out in there weren't even English, so we were like, it doesn't matter what we said, but like even then we were like, there's a lot of people. Like, what if one of them's got the English broadcast on? Just kind of...
Oh no.
Yeah. So
I've never been to Epicenter. It seems pretty cool.
The stage was incredible.
Oh,
yeah, that was like that's one thing I remember all the time, is just how ridiculously huge and epic that stage was. That was big. By the way, shout out to Twitch chat if you guys want to ask any questions to Mr. Shane himself, or I guess to me or Mo if you're so inclined, but to our guest would be preferable. Do so, and we'll read them out to him if you just throw them down in the chat. Someone asks, wow, is this the real Shane Nomad? Is it the real you?
Wow, I think so.
You think so?
I think the day when someone makes a fake you, that's when you've made it. I think, like, when someone tries to impersonate you.
I'm the fake Period Facts. It's all a ruse.
True. Yeah.
I thought you were his son.
Oh, I think Slacks is joining the Ball Boy studio as well, so he can he can be one of us too.
Fantastic.
I don't know. The whole Sun thing is actually an elaborate ruse. We are in fact not related.
Oh wow! What a twist.
Oh.
You mean Period Flax didn't raise an Irish son?
Yeah, it's surprising. It is genuinely surprising.
Wow, we got our first bit of like big news on this podcast. Nice, headed for the stars now, boys.
The drama's out.
Yeah, the bell has rung. So you talked a little bit about your first TI, which is TI4, and you also went to TI6, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I want to kind of like pair the two against each other in a kind of like imagine the two entering a ring.
The difference was actually huge. So TI6 was the one I was talking about. I've never been in that stadium setting. I've been to DreamHacks and stuff, but that's like 2,000 people, and they're all flat. They're not like you're not in some sort of
Like 2D.
gladiators arena.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But so at TI4, I was doing the noob stream, and that was super chill. Like everyone that was watching was like new to Dota, so they had yet to make opinions on my Dota knowledge.
It's a dream. Wow.
I got to shape them poor young minds. I actually have a story about that. You guys would probably like it. So, someone is why are you messaging me? Now is not the time. So at TI4, basically we were just doing the noob stream. It was me, Blitz, and Pyrion. And in Seattle, there's like a monorail that goes from the hotel right to the arena, and everyone else is getting these shuttles or whatever. We were like, no, we're definitely taking the monorail. That thing is so cool. It goes like 1 mile, I think, and it literally just goes backwards and forwards. Anyway, so we took the monorail on the way back one day, and this guy, I think his son had like autism or something. He was like he was sitting beside him, and the guy was about 50 or 60, and he basically said, Shane, I don't know anything about Dota. My son plays Dota all day, and well, I watched your stream, and I was able to talk to my son for the first time in years.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh God, this is like the coolest thing anyone's ever said to me. And he was like, thank you very much for the noob stream. Like, I really appreciate it. All this kind of stuff, and that was a feels good, man. Like,
yeah,
definitely.
It's really nice. Well, what a wholesome story to start things off. That's very wow. I'll feel all warm and fuzzy now.
I wasn't expecting the story to take that kind of turn. I was expecting some kind of joke at the end, but that's lovely.
Yeah, it's nice, right? That's the nicest thing like has happened to me in Dota actually. And then like so we were basically in this back room doing this noob stream wearing shorts and flip flops and completely out of the camera. And then when fast forward a few years to TI6, like it was like, oh my God, what's happening? You're in this like stadium, your voice is to be heard everywhere. Yeah, it was totally different. Like totally different. Honestly, I would have liked it. I would have given if given the opportunity, I would have given the panel stuff up to do the noob stream because I actually love that stuff like so much.
So so between the two, which was more fun? Would you say by the sounds of it, TI4?
No, like it's not that I felt that like at TI4 I was in Dota like literally casting 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It was like mega soon. We had one Dream League season, then we had TI4 EU Hub, and then it was TI, and that was all I've done. I didn't know what was happening. I genuinely was like still not sure what was going on. It went so quickly that I wasn't able to like appreciate it. And then as time went on, I'm not the most successful Dota caster at all. I'm pretty low tier, honestly, and getting to TI to do the panel work, it was like an honor, honestly, like a genuine honor. And at that time, I could appreciate it more. Like at TI4, I didn't know what was going on. People were just putting me on a plane and sending me places, and I didn't no, genuinely, I couldn't like feel how important it was. And then the TI6, I could feel it a lot more. So it was definitely better. TI6, I'd say.
All right, yeah, the winning round goes to TI6 then. Which was better games wise, or do you not really remember the games? Was it a bit of a blur, or?
So at TI4, everyone remembers the crappy finals, which I genuinely fell asleep in the stadium. I was sitting like we casted the noob stream for the lower bracket finals, and then we were done. So we're like, yeah, let's go sit in like the crowd and get the hype and everything. I actually fell asleep. I think it was game 2 for like 10 minutes or something. The game was over. But the rest of the tournament was actually like mega hype. Like the games were really interesting. They were good. But I don't think it compares to TI6, dude. Wings, like I miss them guys. They just did some crazy stuff. You're watching the games and nobody really knows what's happening. What are they drafting? how are they laning their heroes? It was like completely new to see a team like that in Dota, like unheard of guys. They were just some random lads, you know what I mean? And they just owned everyone. And then you had of course, the Digital Chaos story where they were like complete underdogs, came second. Yeah, I think TI6 was better in general.
Yeah, TI6 had some incredible storylines, which we heard a lot about this TI as well. A lot of comparisons between this and TI6. So, yeah, a bit of a close one, but you never know what the difference is between like in the stadium and like watching online, I guess. So sometimes
there was one game that if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch. It was eHome EG Game 2 at TI6. I've never seen a stadium so hype in my entire. The thing was shaking because usually at football matches, one team is cheering and the other one is. It's either or. This was like everyone just going ballistic. Like there was chants for like 2 hours after the games finished. Like, it was one of the best like in stadium experiences I've ever had.
Wow, that sounds pretty neat, I would say. So Dream League, that was kind of a different kettle of fish, though, right? That's very like kind of calm, It's the most relaxed tournament, I would say. At least now, maybe back in those times, I feel like it's kind of one of the old blood of tournaments, which has still kind of stood the test of time. Would you agree?
I think team-wise, it used to be a lot better. Like we would have all the top teams. Like there used to be compendiums, and it was really, really good. Like one season, I think it was Dream League season 2, we got like 300k, 400k from a compendium, like for the prize pool.
Yeah.
Like we had like the sick Invoker set, chainsaw for Pudge, like all this kind of stuff. And when that started dying, like it seemed like all the smaller kind of tournaments died with it. Like any hope you had to like break even was just destroyed. So I think Dream League has kind of died with that. Like they had, what was it, a minor? Was it a major last year? I think they had a major. That was Dream League.
Yeah, I think it was a major. Because was it the one that Secret won?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But apart from that, I think it's actually they haven't really done anything. It's like the same as it's been every season, which is good and bad.
I mean, in my head, it's kind of good because it's a different kind of tournament to all the other tournaments. So we only get it every so often, like in a way.
That's true. Yeah.
So like it's going on at the moment with the minor, and obviously they're just doing all these crazy things. Like they're just drawing paintings in the middle of segments, and I like that.
I definitely like that aspect of it. No, I'm sure they were rip about Team Liquid. I was so sad when they dropped out of the minor. I was like, poor Dream League. It's already hard enough to run a minor, and then this happens like 3 weeks before it starts or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. But there you go. That's the nature of Dota. That's kind of the openness of it. That's kind of what I love, is that any team can win anything, because the open qualifier rules and everything, so any team can come in and any team can not get in due to the new DPC system, which is pretty good, I would say. I'm a fan, but obviously from a business perspective it's not quite as efficient, so I think
for the tier 2 players, this is like their year to improve, to play, to get to the top of the scene. Like if there's ever a year you want to knuckle down and give it a shot, this is it. Because I'm pretty sure next year people are going to be looking at these minors and thinking to themselves, what is the point? Like if I run this, maybe I'll have team against, I don't know, Team Lithium in the finals. And like, no offense to them lads, but their fan bases are not going to be bringing in the 50k, 100k viewers. It's just not the way it'll work, right?
What about BSJ? I'm sure he has 100k.
Oh, sure. Yeah, BSJ has the fans, but he's one of a few, right?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely tough. Like I just hope that Valve can work out a system that will allow the tier 2 players to stay as they are now and still maybe make a few euros, but somehow make it easier for the tournament organizers, because it's definitely a bit rough for them right now. Like, because a lot of my friends are these struggling tier 2 players, and they're like, oh my god, this new system, we have NADCL as well, we're doing it, boys, we can actually live, this is crazy, we can eat some food. Like it's really cool for the players, but it obviously has a downside.
Yeah, it's kind of about finding that balance. But obviously, there was a big divide last season. I felt between the tier 1 and any other scene.
Yeah,
that much was obvious.
I didn't really. Okay, honestly, I stopped watching half these majors. They were on every week. I was like, especially, I just can't devote that much time. Like nowadays, it's fine. I can a weekend, I can watch a major, or I can have it on the other screen when I'm working or whatever, and it's fine. But last season, it was so intense. It was like every week there was a new tournament, and there's just it's impossible. Like no matter how much you love Dota, you just can't watch that much or care that much.
I felt like it was very difficult as an analyst. Like you would understand, especially that you can't keep up with all the results. You can't analyze what's going on because nobody knows what's going on. Like there's just too much happening.
And especially for the players, like these lads, some of the teams were on the road for like 3 months. There's no way the Dota you can play is good after traveling for that amount of time. It just deteriorates. Like you need time to scrim, a little like a boot camp, even just play some pubs. But they weren't allowed anything. This season is such an improvement from last season as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess oh, sorry, go on, mate.
I was gonna say, do you not worry about the lack of third party stuff maybe that's coming through? But apart from that,
so as a third party organizer, it's that you need to do something. I like the idea that Red Bull had. It was similar to Minus Mode, some unique angle that isn't the same. It's kind of interesting to watch. Like they didn't get many viewers, but I like their idea and I watched it. I quite enjoyed it actually. It's interesting to watch. You just have to be a bit creative, I think, if you want to be a third party organizer. What else? What other tournaments is there? Well, I guess ESL Hamburg was like that's what that is, right?
True. Yeah. Non-DPC.
It actually went pretty well. There's the whole Facebook shenanigans, but apart from that, like it's pretty smooth.
I went to Hamburg and it was insane. Like the whole production of it, of everything, and it was.
Oh, you were there?
Good. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked
it. So what was your hand in? Because obviously you're working for ESL now, right?
Yeah. So
what was the Shane touch of the of ESL Hamburg?
I clean up the trash, go around the event, make sure the bins are empty.
Mofarah, was it clean?
It was pretty clean. Yeah.
Well, congratulations! Round of applause. You're doing a great job, mate. Fantastic.
Thank you. No, I'm a create. What is it? My
content.
No, it's like creative content manager. So some shit. I have some title. Anyway, basically, I come up with concepts, like help with ideas, that kind of stuff. Did you see the Slacks DHL video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was me. Well, mostly my team, but I executed it, I suppose.
So who originally comes up with the ideas then, and how do you transition that into a piece of content?
So it was me and a fella called Max who was in my team. We were just thinking of things to do for DHL, and we were like, oh, a secret shop could work. And then from there, I basically wrote the script and then make all the props. And then, well, with Slacks, you can't really write a script. You have to basically. I waited till so we got there about 4 days beforehand. We sat down in this hotel room and came up. Like I had a general script that like would link the video together or whatever, and then I had some lines and we just changed them and talk about what's good and that kind of stuff. And then honestly, most of the work is the editor, a guy called Matt Truelove. He's like a god. Like it looked so high production, and it's basically just 4 of us idiots running around some DHL facility, completely winging it. And he just made it all look amazing, like genuinely amazing.
Cool. So how did you? Well, I mean, so what's working with Slacks like then? So you say you can't really write a script for him. Did he just do his own thing, or does he like to kind of work the script out with you, or is he just pure improv?
With me, we've worked like in Moonduck and that kind of stuff, so I kind of know how he works, and we kind of work well together. So it's simple enough. Like I just basically say, here's what I want to do. Here's a general idea of what I want to say, or what I want you to say. And then we just talk about what works and what doesn't, and then film a load of stuff. And then after we have all we film for like 8 hours or 9 hours, and I'd say like 40% of the stuff we did we didn't use, 50%.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the other stuff is even edited down quite a lot. You know, like some scene might be 3 minutes long and you only see like 5 seconds of it or something like that, you know? So it's just a lot of like, because sometimes when you're thinking of ideas like in your head, it's great. And then you look at it,
Yeah.
you're like, what was I thinking? This is terrible, you know? So it's all about just kind of having a general plan. And then honestly, it's having a good team is most of it. Knowing like people know what they want and what they need to produce the content that is our final goal is basically. We got kind of lucky with that. Everyone was pretty on point.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think self-criticism's a big part of that sort of work as well. You know, constantly being able to like be like, as you say, you know, you come up with an idea, you see it written down, you see it, you know, coming in before, and you have the ability to go, yeah, that was not that was not good. Yeah, no, I know where you're coming from. I think a lot of people in even creative and non-creative industries, I think anybody who's kind of in a self-employed or like works for themselves or even has any kind of responsibility at all just needs to have that kind of critical thinking aspect about them. So yeah, good to hear you guys came together nicely for that event. So can we talk to you a little bit about Birmingham? Because I understood you did a bit of work with the BBC for Birmingham.
Ah, yes. The most difficult 3 days of my life.
Oh.
You know you're not allowed to say, yeah, your famous phrase, "Oh my God," is it's not even allowed. You're not no blasphemy.
We're oh my word, so we're okay. We're okay.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
I can't say any blasphemy at all. I can't swear at all. I don't even know if like shit's allowed. It's a disaster. Like
it's not a shame-friendly environment.
No. So I put my filter on to the max and I started like, so first of all, I didn't know what to expect going in. Like they told me all this. I was like, okay, you know, we'll see how we get on. And none of these guys did any work in Dota or video games at all. They were all like super into it though. They were asking me, you know, who's this little raccoon guy? Why does he keep making all these noises? And I was like, that's Pangolier. He's played by Tavo, and he makes a taunt, and he makes that taunt every 3 seconds for the rest of the game. And like they were really into it. Like I was kind of surprised. Their whole team was just sitting there watching the game. We were explaining like what's what, how it works, all that kind of stuff. It was cool.
Nice. So, do you think BBC will be doing anything else if ESL come to England again?
I think so, yeah, because they were genuinely like really happy with what happened. Me and Gareth worked really well together, in my opinion. It felt like one of the best casts I've ever done. Like I had a lot of experience in the noob stream kind of stuff and like explaining things and that. And he would do like more the hype kind of scenario, and then we'd switch and we had all these like different techniques and hand signals. It was really cool actually. Yeah, like if someone wanted like to stop a sentence and the other one, so basically we had like a system where one of us would always say something kind of deep, like as in like a difficult mechanic or something complicated, and the other one would always have to like expand on that and explain. And it sounded really cool, you know. It worked pretty well. And so they said they wanted to do it again, and if they're in Birmingham again, like hit us up and we'll call you. So
nice. So is ESL going to be in Birmingham again?
I don't know.
Damn it.
No one tells me that. You cheeky bastards.
Trying.
I mean, I remember like I went to that event as well, and it was crazy to see like how nuts everyone went. Like you were saying with the Pango tour, everyone was just going crazy. And like I was, because that was my first ever time I'd been to an event for esports just to watch. And so when I went to Hamburg afterwards, I was kind of expecting everyone to be the same, and I was like, it's just they haven't got the UK flair, you know. Going to football matches and just like chanting all the time, and
yeah, I was gonna say that's probably where it comes from, like the crowd mentality we build up from the football.
After just getting back from Hamburg and Birmingham being the Dota event I went previously, it was quite the contrast. Yeah. You know, German Dota fans, they're pretty, like when it gets hype, they get into it. But the English guys, they don't need any hype. There could be nothing on the screen and they'll be going mental. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's where DHL came from. So
yeah, Exactly. That was hilarious, honestly.
That was very good. In case people didn't know, that every time DHL came on the screen in Birmingham, people just lost their minds. Like it just became a thing. It started
Just
slow
for the-
and yeah, gained traction.
Just for the lulz, yeah. It was great.
I think one or two people asked some questions in the chat. What's it like being Irish? Do girls dig your accent?
Everywhere but Ireland.
Cool.
Surprisingly.
Funny that. It's strange.
I actually, where was I? I was in New York when I was like 18 or 19. And I went into a shop and asked the girl if she had like these jeans in my size or whatever. And she said, "Oh my God, you're from Ireland?" And she started talking to me for a while. And she gave me her employee discount. And she was like, she asked what I was doing later, but I was like, not really into it. So I kind of ran away after I paid. But yeah, be Irish, guys. It works apparently.
See, I'm part Irish, but I never got the accent. I feel pretty shortchanged by that.
I can teach it later. Don't worry. You
Oh,
only
cool,
need a few
cool.
words.
Nice. We'll have a tutoring session afterwards. Fantastic. My own linguist coach. Brilliant. And did Bold Boys Studios go under because Pyrian Flax couldn't be bothered doing the taxes?
Yes. So apparently we had like £200 worth of taxes because nobody, like, first of all, we never did any business. You just need to file your taxes saying you have no tax.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do that. So Pyrian had to pay like £200 as a fine, and he was like, "Fuck this company. This is a load of garbage." But yeah, it was an actual company for a while. We had plans to do things with it, but they kind of fell through.
Yeah, that's a shame, but yeah, happens.
Yeah, it does happen.
Jumping back to BBC at ESL just quickly, one more question I wanted to ask from that is, do you think esports is starting to grow in the mainstream media yet? Do you think it has no place, or do you think it's gonna kind of find its niche a little bit? Is it just finding the right platform to bring it to the people?
I honestly think it shouldn't go near us, in my opinion. Like, when you look at TV, like right now, which I haven't done in God knows how many years.
Yep.
There is like 15 minutes of anything, and then 5 to 10 minutes of ads, and 50. It's not a platform that works. Like, if you have an option of turning on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Twitch or whatever you want, right? Like, just as a media standpoint, why would I ever watch television? It makes no sense. And then on top of that, you can't, like, if you want to watch esports or you want to watch some guy play Fortnite, whatever, you know where to go. You know where it is. You don't need it to be on the television. In fact, if for you guys, if you knew that Birmingham was going to be A, on the BBC, or B, on Twitch, which would you watch?
Twitch.
I think maybe in the future, maybe in like 10, 15 years, when Twitch evolves into this platform, it will become the new source of media. But I don't think we need to care about mainstream media at all. I think people, like, I remember it was TI4, and they tried it on ESPN. People went crazy. They're like, "What is this garbage?" You know,
Yeah.
why do we care? Like, these news producers are making fun of it and joking about it and all this kind of stuff, which, it doesn't offend me or anything. But I'm like, well, why do we care about these people? Like, well, what do they do for us? I guess the one good thing about it coming to mainstream media is that it makes people interested, right? Like sponsors, like Mercedes, like all these big guys, which allow like other people to make content, which is kind of what we need. Because it's not cheap to run these tournaments. They're kind of pricey, and especially now, say you're not in the DPC kind of world, you're just a small studio wanting to make a tournament and a few thousand people. Getting sponsors is hard, but if some guy is reading his newspaper and reads about esports, there's a higher chance. So it's good and bad. I think in one way we need them, for sponsors wise, but we don't need their viewership from it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, okay. I get where you're coming from. The inner businessman in you coming out.
Maybe. Trying to hide it for years.
As you grow older, he'll start to find ways to breach past your happy exterior.
It's not that thick, the exterior.
Oof. Moving on. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. If you were a hero in Dota 2 and you had an ultimate ability, what would your ability be?
So you said you asked people this before and they got like bewildered. It took them like 2 or 3 minutes. So I lived with like six Dota people, and our converse. You know, when you talk about Dota all day, this kind of stuff comes up.
Yeah.
You know, I remember. I can't remember who it was. Someone said they wanted Wraith King Ags, so that they could talk to their loved ones for 2 seconds before they die, which is pretty grim. Pretty grim, but I thought that was a good one. You know, it's dark, but it's definitely a good one. I just went with Nature's Prophet TP. I just want to go visit places. It's cool. You know, it 20-second cooldown. It's legit.
Yeah, true. You could go anywhere in the world with that.
Or Chen, the what is it? Penitence? No, Testif. What is it? The taking over units.
Holy Persuasion.
Holy Persuasion, yeah. So I could have I could ride on like lions and stuff and cruise around the city.
Not sure people would be okay with that, to be honest. I'm not...
Well, they're on their Holy Persuasion. It's totally safe. Have you ever seen a centaur just go rogue? You know, it doesn't happen.
True.
I mean, maybe you would make that happen though, and then you could be like, "Oh, it wasn't me."
That's true.
When we don't live in a very trusting society, but
I wouldn't use it for nefarious means.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
What did you guys pick?
What did I can't even remember what I said.
Well,
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
I have another. Let me give you time to think. I have a really sad one. Someone said this is worse than the other one. If you pick Ricky Invis, the only way people can see you is if you attack them.
Tragic.
That's so sad.
I can just imagine you sitting at home with all these people and you're just spending like 6 hours just thinking about going through every single skill.
Was the person
we had a few.
Was the person who came up with the Ricky one really ugly? Just want to hide his face from the world, or?
I can't remember who it was. Like we'd all just sit on the couch and talk about this stuff.
Okay,
I think it was actually a TI4 hub. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what if you're a hero in game, like Shane, you know, in hero whatever, and you could come up with any ultimate to add to the game that you wanted. You mean Trent? He chose Global Sight. Would be his spell. Hero in game. Yeah. Lizard chose he'd summon his dog Papan to go attack people.
Okay. I believe that's called Lycan. And not very original. Trent is Global Sight, so he just wants to be a ward. A giant ward.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy loves Dota, he just wants to sit around and watch Dota all day, so what would be better?
The game ends in 60 minutes and then you're done. Okay. Alright. I want to be able to cook burgers at a very high speed. So they take like, I don't know, 3 minutes instead of 8. And when I feed the burgers to my teammates, it basically makes them grow and become stronger.
So you're playing Wisp, but like...
There's no tether involved here, it's a barbecue.
So you just set up, where do you set up your barbecue? Do you set it up in the fountain, or in the base, or by roast pit?
I'd say around where the creeps spawn, just at the base, so I can give them some, I don't know, sausages or some sort of extra buff. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I just basically barbecue all day.
Nice. Chef Shane coming in clutch. Big strats.
Where did this love of burgers come from? Because I checked your Wikipedia earlier. It just says Shane has a love for burgers or something like that.
Yeah, I just love burgers. There's not much more to it, really.
Where does your love of anything come from? It comes from the heart, man. It comes from the heart.
True, I guess.
Well, I guess when I was born, I just loved, since I was a baby, you know? Just always thought about burgers.
Since you're a baby. Just imagine a little baby Shane just like eating away his little burger. Lovely.
Right. Let's do quiz.
You want to do quiz?
Yeah,
Alright, I'm excited for this quiz now. Let's.
All right. We've teased out enough. Okay, the Caps Unlocked Dota quiz. I don't know if you knew this, Jane, actually, but the winner of the quiz at the end of the season is in fact going to get a mechanical keyboard, any mechanical keyboard of their choice from the Caps Unlocked website. Whoa. Yeah, so you're not just playing for infinite glory.
Yeah, look at this garbage. I need a keyboard, boys.
I'm not sure a keyboard would fit on that little shelf, but you know.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm excited to win a keyboard. I will destroy all of these nerds.
What's the top score at the moment?
The top score is 3.
3 out of what?
However many we can do in a minute.
Alright, so the quiz is, Mo will ask you questions, and in 1 minute, you have to try and answer as many questions as possible.
Have you had any coffee today, Mo?
No.
Is your speed of talking quicker today than it
Whoa.
has been on previous shows?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to own it, Shane. All right.
All right, I'm ready. All right, hold on. Let me do a stretch.
Hold on, I haven't got the counter up. I'm very unprepared.
Get your voice good. You need to do like a preparation rap or something, Shane. Here, just
Do re mi fa sol.
No, that's not a rap, but I'll go with it.
I can't rap. I actually was in one of Pyrian's rapping videos. If you want to listen to the worst rapping of your life, I don't know what the song is called, but it's Pyrian Flax Reflexy Shane Nomad. It is garbage. Pure garbage.
Are we ready? Nomad?
Yes, we are.
Will I handle the stopwatch?
No, I got a stopwatch. Don't worry.
You just don't stop it ever. It's just keep them coming.
Keep them coming, boys. So are these the same questions you asked the other guys, or?
No.
No.
Okay. So
that would be a very good idea.
Is there a balance issue? Who balances these questions?
I just make it up, Shane, and there'll be a bonus question at the end that you can get a point from. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a great one. Good one.
All right, and then after we've done this, we'll have the tiebreaker. So we'll explain the tiebreaker as we get to it. Okay, Shane.
I haven't done a tiebreaker question. Oh no.
I'm gonna win. Don't worry about it.
Well, I've got a
tiebreaker.
Okay,
nice.
I've got a tiebreaker. Don't you worry. Alrighty. Okay, Shane Nomad, are you ready? 1 minute on the clock. Answering as many questions as you can. 3, 2, 1, go.
Name one of Treant Protector's talents.
10 damage. 30 damage. Level 10.
No. At max level, how many beams are there in Eclipse?
16.
No. Who stood in for Sumail at ESL Hamburg?
Oh god. CCNC.
Yeah. Who name 3 teams playing at the current Dream League Minor?
Lithium, Navi, and Vega.
Lithium were.
Oh, Lithium is Navi. Oh, is Vega. Oh god. Iris team. They're Swedish-ish. Fucking.
Time's going.
Final tribe. Yeah. Which hero was added most recently to Dota?
Yeah, Grimstroke.
Yeah. Apart from China, which country had the most players at TI8?
Oh, USA.
Sorry, say that again.
USA.
No. Which retired player was famously known for playing Zeus in Dota 1?
Merlini.
Yeah. Name 2 items that can be made from an ogre axe.
BKB and
time is up, but we will give you that one, I think. Which
can I do my bonus question?
Yes, you can do a bonus.
I'm just going to ask it anyway.
Are
Navi back?
No.
That's wrong because they got upper bracket at the minor. So.
Let me check. Okay, they're back. I just got a message there.
The Navi alert systems are all going off. Navi is indeed back.
I just worry that they're just gonna throw their team away again, like they always have. They all like even. Do you remember the general stack from a while ago with Denny? They were doing really well. They just lost one tournament and then they just kicked a load of players.
Yeah, but it happens sometimes. You just gotta.
It's difficult for us to know though when we're not in the team though, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
it could be anything.
All right, Shane, do you want to know how many questions you got right?
Sure.
Previous high score was 3. Your score was 5.
Whoa!
Congratulations, you're leading by 2.
You.
Very good, taking the top spot and in the runnings, beating Trent and Lizard as well. I think that's quite impressive, don't you?
With the questions of a similar standard, or
I would say so. Roughly.
Can you explain? Well, how many? Give me the answers.
11 beams in Eclipse at max level.
Okay.
Apart from China, which country had the most players at TI8 was Philippines.
Oh. I definitely wouldn't have got that one.
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, no, that was super tough.
And you get 90 damage at level 15 on Tree. It's one of his talents.
I thought you were talking about Nature's Prophet.
Oh. Yeah.
Did you not say Nature's Prophet?
I said Treant Protect.
Did you?
You may have just said Treant, but it's. I mean, yeah, I think it's still.
Yeah,
okay.
you still won. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Still a loss. Still a loss. Okay.
We have to do a tiebreaker though as well. So.
What's a tiebreaker?
Well, in case somebody else gets 5 as well, we then go to it's basically like a second quiz.
Okay.
Right. Only 30 seconds long this time. Mo, do you have something?
I was gonna do.
Well, don't say it. If you've got one, don't say it now, because.
No. You said you had one. Have you got one?
I mean, I was just gonna do the opposite of the one we did last time.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, that's fine. All right. Okay, Shane. So I'm gonna give you a category, and you have to just throw as many things answers as you can out. Okay, so it's going to be you know, agility heroes, and then you got to say as many agility heroes as you can. Okay, simple enough.
Yep.
30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Items that cost less than 1,000 gold. Start.
Stick, bracer, null talisman, bottle, wand, iron branch, mantle of intelligence, circlet, gauntlet of strength, slippers of agility,
10 seconds.
wraith band, aquila, the what is it called? Staff of wizardry, blade of alacrity.
Time's up.
Or do they count?
No, they don't count. Those are 1,000 gold. I said under 1,000.
That was my cheeky, like, oh, maybe they work, maybe it doesn't.
I can squeeze those in. All right.
Yeah.
I think there was 12 there that I got.
Yeah, I got 12 as well. So a formidable score. 5 and 12 to join the top of the leaderboard, which should surely strike fear into anybody who dares battle in the Mantle of Intelligence from now on. So well done, Shane, taking a confident top spot and possibly winning yourself a fancy mechanical keyboard from Caps Unlocked. So yeah, maybe we'll be in touch in the future. We say at the end of the season, I think we're doing it every 12 people or so. And you're number 4?
How many people have you done so far?
You're the 4th.
4.
Oh. Okay.
You're gonna it's gonna be like week 12, and you're gonna like completely forgot about it, and then you're like,
no, I'll be watching this show every week, and if I swear, I need my keyboard, boys. If anyone gets close, I'll message you guys on Discord, take them down, end the stream. They can't win.
Sorry, I'll just make all the questions really difficult now. Like
I appreciate that. All right, I have some questions for you guys. If you want a reverse quiz.
Sure. We're always ready.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Which creep has the highest night vision?
Ooh, I believe it's the Harpy.
Boom. Which creep has the highest aggro range?
Ooh.
Come on, over to you. We're playing squad.
I don't know. My jungle knowledge is pretty bad, I'll be honest. I'll go with the centaur.
I would go with the Satyr ancient stack.
It's the Vol Assassin. You know, little poison spear lads.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, they do always stab you in the back as you walk past, don't
they're
they?
just annoying. Yeah.
Okay. When the tier 2s are dead, how is backdoor like assessed? How is it activated or deactivated? Do you guys know?
It's whenever so when you're trying to attack the tier 3.
But how is the radius determined?
It's unlike, I know on the dire side it's like on the ramp on the other side of the, like, you know, you have that little dip outside the base. I thought it was on the top of the ramp on the other side.
There's a strict way it's determined.
It's much bigger than that, I think, Mo. Is it? No, actually, I don't really know, but I guess maybe like 1,000, 2,000 units to.
I'd say 1,300 would be my guess.
Shane's disappeared.
We're cool. We're cool.
Oh, just
say
leave us
that
a
again?
mystery.
I'd say 1,300ish.
From what? The tower?
From the tower, yeah.
So it's actually, the towers are irrelevant. It's 4,000 units from the ancient.
Okay. So that is interesting.
So basically, that's why if you're radiant pushing dire, it's actually closer to their base. So you can, if the creeps are attacking the tier 2 tower mid on, like, as radiant going to dire, you take down backdoor regen. But the other way around, it actually doesn't. It's actually radiant advantage.
Yeah, cool. that's
so that's why everyone picks radiant. Is that what you're saying?
There it is. That one tiny reason.
That, and when you're playing Jakiro and you liquid fire the little thing in the base, you can hit both the tier 4s.
Yeah, that is actually broken. It's been in the game forever, and they still haven't fixed it.
I mean, it's Jakiro. You got any more?
How long does it take a level 25 morphling to morph from full strength to full agility?
I thought this one was on one of the ESL segments. I think
this is my content.
Oh.
I'll just recycle it.
I was probably too busy getting a beer, so I didn't see this, but is this so with no items or anything?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's base stats.
Oh, right, okay.
I know this one, so I'm letting you take it, Mo. Let's see what you can do.
I'll go.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. Were all of these in it?
I'll go with like 6
Yep.
seconds.
They're not paying
7.5.
attention.
Actually, pretty close.
Close.
That was pretty
I
close.
think closer than most of the others got to it, right?
So I asked this to like 4 pro teams, and you guys did pretty much around the same. Like all of them got
All
about
right,
one
Mo,
question.
let's go.
We're it, that's
TI9.
it.
It's Mofarah and Nomad picking it up. I don't know who else. Shane, you want in?
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Alright,
I'll
sweet.
play off lane. I'm just dibs in it.
Cool,
Okay.
cool. No problems there. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never forgiven Shane because when we
Oh,
there was some friends of mine playing a pub and they queued into Shane and I told them that they had to beat them otherwise I would never hear the end of it. And they just they beat you and you were rubbish.
I don't win. I don't actually win at Dota.
He just has fun.
I've well, somehow my MMR is going up, and I don't know. I'm doing all right, but I don't know how. It's a mystery, like a genuine conundrum.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
checked your Dota buff by the way. Why have you got so many Invoker games compared to anything else? It's disgusting.
I like the wizard. You know, being a wizard's cool. I can't do magic in real life, so I just wanted to do it in the game.
Nice.
Joe, we asked Trent how many spells Invoker could invoke last week as one of the questions, and he got it wrong.
What did he say? 8? 10?
It was.
He said
like
2.
loads, didn't he? Yeah.
No,
did
he said 2.
He probably meant. He probably meant at the same time. No, that's what he was thinking.
He's
I
probably
don't know.
playing
We
Bulldog
think so.
Invoker.
We think so. We don't really know. What did he say? 3?
Yeah.
Maybe he said 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
3's a bit questionable.
3 is definitely more questionable than 2. I don't know. I have to go back
Yeah,
and rewatch
2 I
it.
can understand. There's some logic there, right?
Yeah.
Bless him. Not much of a wizard player. He's a CM main.
Despite being a wizard in real life, at least when it comes to Dota things, yeah, in game, perhaps not so much.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm very excited. Shane's going to win a mechanical keyboard now. I can see the little like stars.
I
So
swear to
happy.
God, if anyone beats me, I'll cry. I'll call into the show and I'll cry for the full hour.
You cry
Yeah.
asking for round 2. Interview me again,
Yeah.
please again.
Now, next time, get me a mouse and then a monitor and then do a full PC.
I just need a keyboard. I gotta be honest with you, lads. I'm not asking for much. Just make sure no one else wins. Who's the next guest? Do you have any sneak previews?
I think I can't talk to our producer whilst we're on air, but Mo, can you ask him whether we've got a confirmation on our next guest? And you might get a sneak preview.
I haven't even said anything and he's typing. So, it's Lacoste. Oh no.
Oh, easy. That lads should be grand. He's one of the funniest lads I've ever talked to. Actually, it's hard to tell if he's joking or not.
Yes.
Well, his face is like super serious, and he's telling the funniest joke you've ever heard, and you don't know if you should laugh or not. It's amazing, honestly.
The Croatian
I look
humor.
forward to watching him fail at the quiz.
Oof. They be fighting words. Alrighty. Do you have any Oh, actually, let's go. What's your 7.2 wish list? What's your shopping list for Ice Frog?
I basically want Ice Frog to like delete the current load of Dota and just kind of wing it. You know, maybe drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and just start coding and see what comes out at the end of it. I missed the days when you'd wake up in the morning and the patch would be like 7 pages long and you're thinking to yourself like, what's going on? You know, I miss them days so much. You remember like,
yeah, agreed.
Because now it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, we're gonna make this talent 1 less. Now this guy has minus 20 or plus 25 movement speed instead of plus 30, and you're like, I'm really excited about playing that hero. You know, that extra 5 movement speed, that's gonna be great. I'm really hyped. But yeah, the last 2 patches have just been nerfs, like literally just nerfs.
Yeah, I just used to like the day like. I felt like Ice Frog used, like, not saying he isn't anymore, but, like, there was kind of this genius about him where, you know, you had the Sniper Troll meta, for example, and, like, you know, these 2 heroes were just toxic and they're everywhere, and then, like, a massive patch comes out, reworks everything, like, and yet Sniper and Troll aren't touched, and everybody's like, oh, man, we're gonna have, like, another patch, and then somehow they're just not doing anything anymore, and you're like, well, how did that happen? And it turns out, like, you know, some weird change of the mechanics means that, you know, pushing it or whatever, like, ultimates, or I don't even know, just some next level, like, 3D quantum patch shit. And
yeah, he changed like the gold mechanics, right, and the experience mechanics. It was like, I always like that about Iceberg too. Like Wisp, for example. Like the most fundamentally broken thing about Wisp is kind of his healing, right? And the way he can like move people around the map is kind of a little secondary, but it's still like a big part of it. But when even when Wisp was the most broken hero in the game, he never removed that. Like he
Yeah.
just changed kind of how it works, changes some mechanics around like his other spells, but like fundamentally the hero stays the same.
Yeah.
It's very rare that they change like a hero's like core essence. I guess PL might be the most recent one. Right?
Yeah. Remember, there was TI2 and even TI1 as well, when Tidehunter was just like always first pick. You know, Tidehunter was the bomb. And if you get Tidehunter, you're just like, yes, I've won the game. You know, team fighting was everything. And that was just kind of the way things were at the time. And now, you know, nothing changed. They never changed Tidehunter. They never were like, okay, let's nerf Tidehunter a bit. No, they're like, yeah, so let's buff some other people. Let's throw some changes in. You know, that's the kind of patching I'm excited to see again.
Me too. I don't know. Dota is I go through periods of hating it and periods of loving it. At the moment, I'm not really into it. I don't know. I still play a decent amount, but like I used to. It definitely was better beforehand. When the patches were every 3 or 4 months and shit used to get real. You're reading this, you're messaging all your friends, like copy and
Yeah.
pasting the change logs, like, oh, you got nerfed. Your hero got nerfed. You stupid shadow shaman spammer. Who plays that hero? Whatever it was. It used to be like way more interesting. I think. When talents came out, I was sure this is the end. Honestly, it kind of feels like it's just some. Instead of reading the book you had to do for your high school exam, you read the cliff notes or whatever. It kind of feels like that. Just a little.
Talents
I
are
like
like a
talents.
nice little thing that you can change a little bit, so you don't have to like completely do something different to the hero. I know what you mean, though. It's a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they. Go on.
As a position 5 player, being able to play anything except Bane as an ogre as a lane support would be nice. That'd be
You
really
tried
nice.
Axe or Legion Commander or any fucking hero at all? Like.
Yap saw summed it up the best at ESL when he did his video, and he said all the position 5s at the moment are rubbish. So you just play anything as a position 5 and it works. Like you just run at people and hit them.
That was so weird. What was it? Tiny Legion supports, like tiny Brewmaster, all this.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, what am I watching? Like what that was definitely interesting. Maybe this patch hasn't, fully worked itself out yet. We'll see, I guess.
Still got some mileage in there.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat asks, what's the most broken aspect of Dota right now for you guys? Well, I already know the answer. Obviously, it's that building you can hit in the dire basis Jakiro to spill your liquid fire onto the 2 tier 4s.
For me, I guess there's a few. When you kill a hero as one hero, you get less gold than each if you kill it with 2, which makes no sense. Like, say 2 people kill the same guy. If you're alone, you get less, which only encourages it. The laning stage is way too important. Denying is way too important. It makes for boring games. You remember, like, oh my god, what a sick rotation from Earth Spirit. He just rolls out of the bush and catches Queen of Pain off guard. This doesn't happen. Like, it rarely happens. It's just dudes whacking each other. Oh, I guess I buy 4 more salves. Let's keep laning, boys. That's what it feels like. And there's no like sick rotations. There's no movement. You just pick a Necrolite and like some Brewmaster or a Bane or something, just hitting the offlaner, and then the laning stage ends, and then Dota starts. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, I think past the laning phase, it's very fun if there's like a no big advantage. But like if one team has an advantage coming out the laning phase, it's so huge.
It just feels like the game's nearly over. Honestly, like
it can be. And then, it can be.
Yeah, it's so hard to come back. Like it's so hard. Maybe back in the day you could pick heroes that could like, I don't know, maybe like Shadow Fiend or something. You could catch up or you could farm really quick. And now you lose the lane of Shadow Fiend, it's game over.
I'm sure they changed like regen and stuff with clarities and salves and stuff again. So I feel like it's too good now. So I've been saying that for ages, but
post laning phase or throughout.
Yeah, like it scales, doesn't it? No, and it didn't ever used to.
Yeah.
There needs to be some kind of in between, I think.
I don't mind the clarities. I think like the thing I want out of Dota is for people to have more uptime and make it more interesting. Like I didn't, there's nothing worse than playing a hero and thinking to yourself, do I build a Battle Fury just so I have mana? I remember them times, like, you're playing like Chaos Knight or something, and you're running around with like 1 mana regen at level
that's-
25. And you're like, what am I doing? And you have to constantly just go back to base. I do understand what you're saying though. Like the scaling is kind of weird. Maybe it should cost more if you're a higher level or something like that.
Yeah, that might be okay.
Yeah.
I just want
I
just want increased death timers removed from the game. Get Necrophos, rework Necrophos ulti. Hate that. Like, you're talking about uptime. Like, who would put something in a game which stops you playing it for an extended amount of time? Like, death timers are obviously in the game for a reason. They need to be. It's the only form of punishment you can really have. But good God, I hate Necrophos. Like,
at least it's not the old one.
Yeah, when
the
you
old one
buy
was
back.
even worse, and it was longer, right? It was like 60 seconds, I think, and then it's 45. Yeah, just sitting there, you seeing like 2.5 minutes on the timer, and you're like, all right, I'm going to the shop or something. I don't know. My game is over.
Yeah,
Someone made
do a turbo quickly.
Someone made a Reddit post yesterday. I completely agreed with what they're saying. That I think XPM and GPM talents need touching because they're either really good or really bad. There's like no in between with them, and you see them picked up nearly all the time. Like Weaver level 10, for example, is just ridiculous. It's like 35% XP gain. Like, why do you need that? Like, it makes the hero so good.
That was the key to all them. If you watch the finals of Hamburg, the Vici wins. It was just off the back of this Weaver. He just like would get that talent. He didn't buy any farm items. He'd like Russian Ags or something. But he just sit in a lane and farm. And all of a sudden he's like the highest level in the game. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, I hope that hero gets Phoenix as well. That hero needs to die. Kill Phoenix. The hero's so bonkers. How can something have to be attacked like 14 times or whatever it is when you're level 25? How is that a thing in Dota? Like,
and he has an attack slow.
Yeah, exactly. And he can position himself on cliffs and all this other ridiculous stuff.
As a Phoenix player, please stop.
I like playing the hero too because he's really broken and it makes me feel good about myself because I'm destroying noobs. But there's a few Axe as well. I like playing Axe too, but that hero's got to go.
Yeah.
BKB Pearson's stuns should not have like such a low cooldown.
You just see at ESL Hamburg, he's just he's got a double stout shield. I wonder what he's gonna go and do here on the offlane Axe. I was just skipping the quick wave again. What do you do?
Like the worst part is like if you're a support and you go to try and deal with him, you're not getting any experience. He's just going to TP away after you use your stun, and he's probably going to get level 2 really fast. So he's just going to battle hunger you, and then you're going to be like dead.
Yeah.
It's so hard to deal with that.
So what if we make Count Helix so that it only does like 25% damage to creeps at level 1, and then 50% level 2, 75% level 3, and 100% at level 4.
Wait, you mean to heroes?
To creeps.
Or what?
No, to heroes it does full damage still.
Oh.
So he doesn't know damage. No.
The
Count
Battle
Helix
is the worst part. I think the Battle Hugger is the worst part. Counter
just
Helix is
for skipping the creep waves.
Yeah, but how would you put it in just for skipping creep waves? Like it wouldn't.
Well, no, it just makes at early levels it doesn't do as much damage to creeps.
They need to make sure the stout shield doesn't stack whatsoever.
Surely there's
but then Brood's OP.
Using that. Wait, what if you just leveled it to a level 1 and then you tank every single creep? Like the creeps will last so long that it sounds it might even be more broken. If that makes sense.
No,
seriously. Because if you walk into a creep wave and you call and you have level 1, or it only does what 25% damage to creeps, it'll take quite a long time to kill the creeps. So that entire time the enemy carry can't farm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like it could actually be kind of.
That can make things much worse. Yeah, that's pouring fuel on the fire, trying to put it out. All right. Yeah, I'll put my hands up and say I'm wrong. See, critical evaluation. Yeah, just laying that down.
I like Axe.
I like this guy's point as well. The meta's a bit boring. There are 3 or 4 viable carries, and that is 100% true because it's Spectre, Morph, TB, Luna, PL. I think there's one more that I can't think of. There's like 6, I think. And then I remember Arteezy did an interview recently. He was like, you can't play any heroes apart that can carry apart from like those 6. They're so rubbish.
There's like the odd bit of Bloodseeker, but he's kind of rare,
Yeah.
right?
Mm. There's niche picks. There's always niche picks. I think sometimes when a hero falls into its niche, but like most of the heroes shouldn't be niche picks. I think is important.
And when you're naming all these heroes, like TB kind of shits on all of them pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like that was kind of the story for Hamburg. Like who gets TB, who gets PL.
Especially the
And-
final. It felt like
Yeah.
whoever got TB was in the driving seat.
The hero that actually was the most broken was Enigma though. Every game it was first banned. Every single game.
yeah. He was, and every time he was played, he'd seem to win. Like Forward were playing it a lot,
and
Pain were playing it a lot.
Destroy people with it.
Mhm.
I think Secret played it quite a bit as well. Like everyone was picking it.
It feels like it's Lich but stronger in lane.
Yeah,
And then it offers more team fight and yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yapsol's also just very good. I'm sure that's what made the hero good.
Yeah, that definitely helps. That definitely goes.
We do have a lot, Universe as well. We've got a lot of really, really good offlaners in Hamburg, so that does make a difference. Funny that. Alright, so we are coming to the end of this, I believe, but I would like to end on a story. So maybe your Dream League's on right now. Do you have any particular story you can tell from Dream League? I know whenever you're on the spot, whenever you're like having a conversation and someone says, "Oh, come up with a good story," you're just like,
I have a better one. It's not Dream League related, but it's
all right, screw it.
TI related.
Yeah, throw it out.
So, as I said, at TI4, I didn't really know what was happening. I knew no one really in the Dota scene. I was just some pleb that came in, still am, but more of a pleb. And there's this guy. I'm not going to name who he is, but he's like pretty high up in the old corporation of Valve. And he screams at me. He's like, "Shane," and I don't know who he is, but I know he's important. And turn around. I'm like, "What's happening?" He's like, "Why is James wearing a hoodie on the desk?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know. I'll go talk to him." Right. So I start getting really scared. And then he sends me off to talk to James, and I go over and talk to him. And James says something like stupidly witty and sarcastic back to me. It doesn't help at all. So I have to go report to this guy and say like, yeah, he just wanted to like change the vibe of the panel was actually the reason. And it was the most terrifying thing in my life, genuinely, because these guys are paying your bills. They're looking after you. You want to treat them right, and they do. They do look after you. So I was pretty scared.
Some random guy shouting at you for James's clothing choices. Yeah. Nice.
I can understand it though. They want this professional vibe and all this kind of stuff. This guy rocks on in a hoodie. Doesn't make sense. I should have a better story than that one. That was only the first one that came to my mind.
Someone in the chat asked about the accident in the TI6 viewing room.
So at TI6, I'm watching EG eHome, the game I was talking about earlier. And I got so excited that I jumped up and I hit my head on the roof. It's like 8 feet, 7 feet high.
Wow.
And I hit my head on the roof because I jumped so high. I was so excited. I ended up in hospital.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, killed by hype. What a way to go that would have been.
You're telling me it's certainly been a legend, that's for sure.
That's true. I wish I had gone.
in a blaze of glory.
Exactly. What else? I have a few other ones. Oh, I got a good one.
Right.
I can't remember what TI it was, but it was one of the hubs, and I was sitting outside with Cyborg Matt, and we are just having a chat. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, we hear, off in the background, some sandstorm. We're like, what the hell's happening? And we look down, and the house we were staying at the time was like beside a forest, like a really dark forest. And we look into the forest, and there's these guys dressed all in white that have signs that say like, the rude on them, with their phones all playing Sandstorm, walking towards us like zombies. This was like one of the weirdest. By the time they noticed we were there and got kind of close to us, they ran away. But up until that point, I was straight up shitting myself. I was like, "Is this how it's gonna go? Am I gonna get murdered by? I'm gonna get murdered by these guys in white masks with sandstorm? Like what? Yeah, that was weird. I think they showed up like 3 or 4 days later, and like just knocked at the door and asked, could they see Sing or something? We were like, no, and that was it. But yeah,
Cool. Happy end.
That was definitely terrifying. You know, these masked men coming out of a black forest.
You didn't ask them what song they were playing?
It was Sandstorm.
No, but you have to ask.
Memes.
So that was a fairly straight and slow forward. If this was a baseball field, that was a roll across the floor, but there you go. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, Shane, thank you very much. I think we're going to end it there, but and his face is frozen, the most beautiful posture. That is that is
a fantastic face to
wow,
have.
Shane, you're just so happy to have been on the show and everything, and you can't even stop smiling to say goodbye. So thank you very much, Shane. He's back. He's back. There we go. Alrighty.
That was amazing.
We're gonna sign off now. So thank you very much. Of course, throw Shane a follow on Twitter. Not on the easy, like 15k followers, something crazy. Throw us a follower as well, and of course, jump over to the Caps Unlocked website. Follow them and buy a keyboard from them if you want a keyboard. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do. Shane does. He might be winning one. Who knows? Yeah.
I 100% do.
All right then. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week with Lacoste. Goodbye.